This week in the shop, we are working on a 1977 Puch Newport. It's very similar to a Puch Maxi, however when these were originally sold they had separate color schemes, a little bit bigger seats, and a couple other really nice additions to the bike. This one has been heavily modified. It is now a 70cc bike with all kinds of go fast parts and even upgraded suspension. This thing is really nice overall. I really like this bike. Wish I was getting to keep this one, but that's okay. So this one actually came in with a little bit of an issue. I guess the guy was hit by a truck and kind of slid a little bit. It wasn't a huge accident, as you guys can tell by the condition of this bike, but we are dealing with no spark. So first thing we went ahead and did is I wanted to confirm that we had no spark. And by pulling out the spark plug and cranking over the motor, it was very obvious this bike did not have any spark. So let's get right into these repairs. So the first thing that was extremely obvious was this kill switch was not wired. And if you look really closely, you can actually see that these terminals were very wide open. Those wires could have easily slipped out, crash or not. So we went ahead and wired this thing back up after making fresh cuts to both of the wires. And once we reinstalled it, it was time to check for spark again. But unfortunately, no luck. So with that, the obvious fix wasn't the repair. It was time to do a full-on electrical inspection. And I did notice that there was some previous work done on this bike. So if anything, we'll definitely come back to this spot. Firstly, I want to check out all the areas where there are connections like the headlight and the tail light. But both the headlight and the tail light ended up looking good as far as the wiring goes. However, on these bikes, sometimes if the taillight is blown, it won't be able to complete the circuit, and therefore it won't get spark. And with no surprise, both of these bulbs, both of them, were blown. So I went ahead, pushed these in, and then twisted counterclockwise, and pulled them right out, and just replaced them. We checked for spark again, but unfortunately, no luck once again. Always like to not overcomplicate electrical issues. I like to just do one section at a time. So therefore it was time to go to our wiring terminal because that's where a lot of issues could be. I did notice that the tail light wire was connected to the yellow wire. And if you look at the bottom of this terminal, the gray wire should actually go to the other gray wire. And that's why I believe that those bulbs were blown. And after fixing that, it was time to check for spark again, which again, we did not have. Now this can just be general maintenance. However, I have seen this make or break having spark. So I went ahead, took off the flywheel cover, and we're gonna go ahead, check our points, make sure they're opening and closing, and give them a little clean. And cleaning your points is really easy. All you need is a high grit sandpaper, preferably something above 220, if not 220. And what you'll do is you'll just open the points, put that sandpaper in there, close the points, and pull it out a couple of times. And you'll want to repeat that maybe 2 to 5 times, depending on condition. And once again, unfortunately, no spark. So you can probably guess what that means. Let's go ahead and check the previous electrical work and make sure that this is all correct. And in doing so, I actually found out that this bike did have spark after all my repairs, but the headlight switch needed to be on. So I went to the problem that these guys were the ones that were messed with. So what I ended up doing was I played around with the connections on these guys here. And these guys were actually wired the opposite way. This one went to this ground instead of this ground. And this guy went to this ground and not that ground. So I swapped that around because this does not have a horn on it. And so after doing that, we now got spark using the kill switch. And on top of that, it doesn't even matter if this is on or not. After fixing our problem, I went ahead and tidied this up. If you guys have any suggestions on, instead of just electrical taping this, what kind of new wiring loom I could use to just kind of clean this job up, I would absolutely love that. Now it was pretty much time to just put this bike back together and put everything that I took off back on the bike. And after spending so much time with this bike, I kind of grew a big liking to it, and there are a few things like the way that the cables were ran that I just couldn't stand. So I went ahead and re-guided those. So with everything how I wanted it and liked it, it was time to try to start this bike up. And I don't know if you were able to tell there, it was only running with the choke on. So that makes me think either we have a dirty carburetor or, unfortunately, we have an air leak in the motor. Fortunately for us, today, it was just a well-needed carburetor clean. I went ahead, reinstalled this thing. I've never messed with one of these carburetors, which I absolutely love, and just couldn't help but get another angle on it. And like I said earlier, I kind of grew an attachment to this bike, and I totally told the owner, if he ever goes to sell it, let me know. So I decided to use a instant detailer that I absolutely love, that really shines up paint very well, which I will absolutely link down below if you guys want to check that cleaning product out. And with that said, it's now time to take this thing out, see if we can't get it running and riding properly. I dumped out all the old gas because I guess this has been sitting for a couple of years, and replaced it with brand new gas. I gotta say, I am absolutely gonna miss this bike.